I imagine you can hear the rain lashing against the car window. About 10 years ago, I attended Ramta retreats, Italy and Belgium, I think, and Ireland, a few places, and I learned quite a bit from Ramta, but moved on. And this was also around the time of The Secret, and there's Abraham Hicks, and there's a number of these people, and they focus really on manifestation, on creating our reality. But it's, know thyself. It's worth giving some time or contemplation as to who you are or what you're doing here. So we might think, I want to manifest X, and we put in a lot of time and a lot of focus, but who's making the decision here, and how much influence consciously do we have over what we manifest or how our lives go? We have been kind of brainwashed a little too much with modern spirituality about, you create your reality. And as I've said it myself in the There Is No Spoon article, we're our reality, the physical reality, is a reflection, a manifestation of our consciousness. That's separate from I created. And even if you say I created, it's, well, what's I? And we all think, it's the conscious mind. Or we might think, it's the spirit. But then we'll say, but consciously I created. So it just gets messy. And I think it's quite important to realize that there's more at play. It lets us be a little bit more gentle with ourselves, that we often, we all want to be these days happy, healthy, successful, beautiful, all the shit that we've been peddled, that we've chosen to have peddled at us. So we want all this stuff, and we want to be this type of person. The ego wants to be this type of person. But the conscious mind is not fully in control. So we might get up and we might try and drive our lives in a certain way. And that does work for some people. They have their routines and they make things happen. But it also depends on, in my eyes, on our higher self, what our soul contract is, or one of our contracts, and who or what we're working with, what we're carrying, karma, if karma exists. So there's a lot of other... Now, I don't think these things should be used as excuses to say, I didn't go to the gym because there's other things at play, That's kind of just laziness. In my own experience, I tried 2 or 3 career changes in the past, 7 years. And each of them I was quite successful at, but I got nowhere. I went through a period of thinking I was cursed. I thought, I don't understand any of this. That things crumbled and fell apart, really. Deconstructed. My world was deconstructed. That's not because I wasn't doing The Secret, to the best of my ability, or Ramta exercises or whatever. It's because of what my soul contract is. I'm here to do a specific type of work. I agreed to come here. Whatever type of being I am, I said, this is what I'm doing. I'm not going to lose my life or the next 30, 40 years wandering down another avenue into a cul-de-sac of some career that might give me money and give me a comfortable lifestyle, but I'll be totally off path. I feel, I believe that I chose, no, this is what I'm here to do. I want to learn this regardless. And that's pretty much what happened. So it was like all doors were closed except for one. It's like, you have to go this way. And that door was pretty much over the cliff. It's like death. I had to go through my own death. I'm not alone in that. The being that I am, I obviously attract in, or I encounter others like myself who are facing that. There's no way around that. The only way is through. There's the Zen proverb, let go or be dragged. I didn't let go and I had to be dragged. And I've seen it in others around me that have had to be dragged. But I'm glad in the end that I wouldn't say I'm living a comfortable life or that I'm out of the woods and everything is rosy, but I'm more at peace with who I am, and I have more power than I had before. It's worthwhile. It's just worthwhile, even in the back of your mind or the front of your mind, in knowing that, okay, there's more at play here, and surrender to that. Be open to that. It's the ego and the intellect that wants to manage everything, wants the diet to be so strict, the exercise routine, the career path. If I could just manage this so tightly and keep it fucking controlled. Where's the flexibility in that? Where's the humanity? Where's the gentleness? Where's the openness? Things change. Things are presented to us to test us and to challenge us. In an ayahuasca ceremony 2 weeks ago, I was told by a being I work with, you can eat the cake if you want the cake. Because I asked a few questions and was told, again, I was given the same answer, you can eat the cake. So we're free. We can have whatever experience you want, whatever sordid experience you want, or wonderful experience. You can eat the cake, do whatever you want, and get your experience. If you want to go drinking, go drinking. You want to shoot heroin, go and shoot heroin. Get your experience. And on the other side of that, you might see, my life fell apart. I lost my marriage, I lost my job, I'm within an inch of my life. And then there's a degree of wisdom there that we might think, I'm not going to do that again. So I suppose in a way I try to set aside time to be still, to be mindful, to do nothing. I sit in the car and I watch people walk past. I watch joggers and dogs. I watch the weather change. And I have had days where I've sat in the car. You're going to think I'm insane now, but I've had days where I've sat in the car for 12, 14 hours, and I might have left to go to the toilet or to buy food, and I come back and I sit in the car. I'm not suggesting everyone has to do that, but it's worth turning off the television or turning off the phone and actually just being still and just sitting there. And let the monkey mind run riot and climb the walls because it wants to be distracted and there's emotions coming up and I want to be busy and I want stuff in them. And go through that. And once you go through that, you'll get to a place of stillness and a place of observation where we can observe. And in that place, there is power in that place because we're back, we're closer to our spirit, to our essence of who or what we are and what we want. And then we have choices. We're not being driven by the monkey mind that wants to be entertained or pleasured or happy or the slice of cake or whatever it is. And in that place, we can possibly reflect, we can choose to reflect on the slice of cake we ate. The slice of cake can represent whatever it represents to you, whatever it is you want. And out of that, we might think, I'm not going to do that again, or I'm going to do it differently the next time. Rather than being driven by the constant need to consume or be distracted or be busy or be entertained, to be present and reflect on the choices we made and feel the pain of loss or mistakes perhaps for those choices, or the joy or the satisfaction, and think, I'm really glad I did that. It was really good. I'm going to do it again. That felt good. That felt fulfilling, purposeful. In those spaces, there's more potential for the awareness that there is more at play than just the conscious mind. When we don't allow that space, we're just on a treadmill. You're just running through the days, trying to do stuff and accumulate stuff. And I would even put yoga or meditation or some practices into that I've meditated for 23 years and I'm aware that a lot of meditations are very active, guided, or mantras, or there's something going on. It's keeping the mind going, the mind on the treadmill. Whereas as a result of all these years, I've done a lot of different meditations over the years, I see the benefit and purpose of actually doing absolutely nothing and just being completely present in the human body, feeling the body, being aware of what we see or feel or hear and sense, and just be present. It's quite difficult, it's quite challenging. But in that space, in that void, we will be presented with intuition or guidance. And it doesn't necessarily come as a voice. It could be just an idea. And it might not necessarily be in that moment. But later on I might just think, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do that. And that's gradual. Baby steps. Little by little. We're moving in a more harmonious direction, a more purposeful direction of who we are and what fulfills us and what we're doing here, why we're here. We're moving in that direction rather than just being on the treadmill. I digress. It allows that space of there's more at play. That the higher self may have an alternative plan that conflicts with your conscious mind of fame and fortune or whatever it is. There might be another lesson. There might even be direction, or movement to keep going and to push through. To push through to get to where you want to be. To trust yourself, to be stronger, that you can do it, because maybe the conscious mind is starting to give up and go, this isn't going to happen, I'm not going to do this. Anyway, I hope that made even a little bit of sense to someone out there, if anyone out there even exists. If I'm not just sat in a room